I'm from Nekota and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Ken Godler and I'm from Australia, but I'm part Fijian from Watraki, and I love listening to Today FM Rocks.
For the best music and less talk, we tune into Today FM in National Light Village. Today FM rocks.
My name is Inai Ali and I'm from Ba, and I love the big breakfast on Today FM. I just love it and hope you love it too.
My name is Jay from La Paz. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Naushin and I'm from Sambeto, and I love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. Tonight, opposition MP Isoti Kodha suspended from parliamentary sittings. Bao High Chief Ratuchoni Mandraiwiwi passes away. And youth appears in court for violent carjacking in Lautoka. Opposition MP Ratu Isoti Kodha has been suspended for the remaining term of Parliament with immediate effect. 30 members of Parliament voted in favour of the suspension, 13 voted against, and 7 abstained. Rachel Nath reports.
Prime Minister Vorenga Bainimarama brought up the issue of privilege against MP Isoti Kodha.
Honorable Tikoda maliciously selected the names of people of the same faith or ethnicity and falsely alleged that they are running the country. Tomorrow, if he decides to vilify simply for the sake of spreading hate and discrimination, he could compile a list of Hindus, of Christians, of women, or indeed a group of people and claim that there's a basis for any prominence they have achieved within government.
Bainimarama told the House he will never stand for any attacks against any religion. Despite the fact Tikoda apologized twice before being suspended, he was unapologetic outside Parliament, adamant that he never made any reference to any religion or faith. But the names that were mentioned were of a specific religious faith.
There's 3 Christians in there. Don't you do your study? 3 Christians there with Islam's name. Do you understand?
However, FBC News went back to his initial comments in July, and it seems Tikoda has been caught in another lie. The only names he used were people of the Muslim faith.
We'll continue to fight where we are in actually trying to build up democracy, bring out and take out all instability. There's fear of expressing our views in trying to bring the best democracy, but time will actually heal and everybody else.
He is now banned from entering the premises of Parliament during the term of his suspension. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
Rachel Nath is live now from the Parliament complex. Rachel, what was the mood like outside Parliament after the voting?
Yes, Jackie, it's been an eventful day. We've witnessed the suspension of opposition MP Ratu Isoti Kodha take place, and there were mixed reactions on both sides of the House. We spoke to a number of MPs, and obviously the opposition was very disappointed with the ruling. Tikoda now joins the rank of Sadelpa's Ratu Naingama, Lalabalavu, and NFP's Tupodrani Ndalo, who was similarly removed from the House. The opposition is now reduced to 15 seats in Parliament. The letdown was obvious on the faces of some opposition MPs.
It is a big disappointment for us in the opposition. We have lost our whip, who is a very important part of the caucus. But as we can see that this is a trend that the government is following in terms of the suspension.
It would have been better today if people talk about a suspension of 30 days as opposed to expulsion of 2 years. It's too severe, we're too unforgiving. A plural society should not have this unforgiving nature.
We think the motion by the government and the Privileges Committee suspending him for the rest of the term is unreasonable, harsh, and in our view unwarranted.
MPs are adamant this was a principled standard to ensure that parliamentary privileges aren't abused.
I can say is Parliament has ruled and people have spoken. It doesn't affect the debate in the House anyway. Debate will continue.
Isoa Tikada is the third opposition MP to be suspended from the sitting of Parliament. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
The recommendation to immediately suspend Isoa Tikada for the remainder of Parliament was widely supported by the government. Ritika Pratap reports some government MPs were irate over Tikada's comments.
The leader of government in Parliament, Inya Seruratu, says there is a need to strengthen the instruments of Parliament.
For this reason, Madam Speaker, matters of offensive conduct towards Parliament must be treated seriously. It is even more important, Madam Speaker, that Parliament upholds the required standard of behaviour in Parliament.
Health Minister Rosie Akbar has questioned what Sodelpa MP Isoa Tikada was referring to when he mentioned certain individuals in government during the budget debate.
Madam Speaker, I don't see any Pillai there, I don't see any Kumar there, I don't see any Prasad there, I don't see any Dalana there, I don't see any Eden there. So what's the assumption there? What's the assumption? All these names are Muslim names. I mean, anybody can get to that.
Women's Minister Meraseni Vuniwanga also supported the suspension, saying parliamentary privilege comes with responsibility.
There was an attack against Muslims. We can sit here and lie to ourselves that those statements were not an attack against Muslims. Honorable Tikada is lying to himself. He may not have said the word, he may not have said Muslim, he may not have said Islam, but any person reading those paragraphs which he made will make that connection.
Other government members also rose in favor of the report.
We are not in this nation going to tolerate any more nonsense with respect to racism. We cannot, we will not, we should not, Madam Speaker.
Look at the names, Madam Speaker. You can't find a name of a CEO who is a non-Muslim, Madam Speaker. Why didn't he talk about CEO of Commerce Commission? Why didn't he talk about CEO of TSLB, Madam Speaker? Why didn't he talk about Chairman of LTA, Madam Speaker? Why didn't you talk about Chairman of 88, Madam Speaker? Because they are not Muslims, Madam Speaker.
All government MPs voted in favor of Tikada's suspension. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Attempts by the opposition members to stop the debate on Isoa Tikada's suspension were thwarted in Parliament. MP William Ngavoka came up with an amendment to keep Tikada in Parliament so long as he apologised. Ali Kimbia has the details.
So please. Parliamentarians from Sodelpa tried everything they could to prevent Tikada's suspension. MP Nico Nawaikula even brought a point of order.
I don't want this to go to the floor because I'm mindful of Madam Speaker's ruling is that once it's on the floor, it's beyond her hands.
I was hoping William Ngavoka made a plea for all parliamentarians to think twice, pleading for a no vote on the suspension.
So please, let's take responsibility. Well, we are all mature people. We all mediate in wherever we are. It's time to mediate now. Don't go this way, please.
About the
NFP leader Professor Biman Prasad told Parliament that he didn't agree with Tikada's comments, but he too didn't want the MP suspended.
It surprises me so much that sometimes members of the other side, they think that they're the only one who can take the high moral ground in this country.
Sodelpa MP Moses Mbulitabo says Tikada's suspension is a breach of democracy.
There is a big democratic reason, Madam Speaker. The Honorable Tikada is a representative of the people. And there is about 2,000 plus people that voted him into Parliament.
Despite every effort by the opposition, the result at the end of the day saw Tikada suspended from the rest of the Parliament sitting. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
Members of Parliament will from today receive more money for committee meetings, overseas travel and vehicle mileage. However, the National Federation Party has rejected the increases and will keep the previous allocations. Maggie Boyle with the story.
No salary increase for MPs, but allowances have been given the big tick, with Parliament today voting 39 in favour to 9 against the new rates.
There was a big list, but we just agreed on 6 of them on the grounds, on the role of the members of the work of the MPs.
The revised figures will see accommodation and meals going from $150 a day to $350. Committee sitting allowances jump from $80 a day to $200 now. As far as overseas travel allowances are concerned, the PMs will double from $300 to $600 a day. For cabinet ministers, the new rate will be $500 a day, with assistant ministers, the Speaker of the House, and the Leader of Opposition all now moving up to $300 a day from $150 a day previously. Air travel exceeding 6 hours will also see MPs bumped up to business class. NFP members, however, have opted out of the new rates.
We believe that the process is not transparent and open. We call for an independent emoluments committee to look at the salaries and packs of all members of parliament, including the Prime Minister, the President and the Speaker.
Effective today, all members of parliament will sit on increased allowances. In some instances, these have doubled. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Still to come on FBC News, Fiji Police Force remembers fallen officers and supermarket adopts sustainability standards. Stay with us.
Number 20 ng Bula FM no sur. Bula FM number 2 en ser.
Bula sia univa ulambasa na ko bila merikibi Bula FM number 2 en ser talita itu ngai lambas.
Bula FM number 2 en ser.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. Another violent carjacking has been captured on camera, this time in Suva, in what appears to be a daring daylight assault of a taxi driver.
Police below!
Police Commissioner Brigadier General Sithiven Ngilio confirms the taxi driver has identified one of the assailants and investigators are appealing for information from the public. A man alleged to be involved in last week's violent carjacking in Kashmir, Lautoka, appeared in court today. Asilai Wanganivalu is charged with 1 count of aggravated robbery and 3 counts of theft. His case has been transferred to the High Court. It's alleged Wanganivalu, with 7 others, assaulted the driver of a 4-wheel drive that was parked outside a shop in Lautoka. Footage showed youths pulling out occupants of the vehicle, including a woman and 2 children. Wanganivalu will appear in the Lautoka High Court on October 14th. Meanwhile, Police Commissioner Brigadier General Sithiven Ngilio confirms 4 more suspects are tonight in custody. Bao High Chief Ratuchoni Mandraiwiwi has passed away. The former Vice President of Fiji died after a short illness, and traditional protocols have now been invoked at his chiefly village. Ratuchoni, who had been serving as the Chief Justice in Nauru, served as Vice President from 2004 to 2006. Rewa High Chief Rote Mumukepa has sent condolences to Ratuchoni's family and the people of the Kumbuna Confederacy.
Our prayer is that the Lord will give him peace and love that he deserves, having worked so hard all these years for us in Fiji and the contribution that he has made to the country.
The Fiji Police Force marked Remembrance Day in different centres around Fiji today. Officers young and old and their families came together annually to remember those who have died on active duty. Ellen Stolz tells us more.
It's a day set aside to reflect and commend those brave men and women who work hard to protect and serve the community.
Understand, our police officers put their lives on the line for us every single day. They've got a tough job to do to maintain public safety and hold accountable those who break the law. And as the saying goes, there is never an off-duty police officer.
4 police officers lost their lives last year while in service in the Western Division.
While officers took some time to remember their comrades, sons and daughters of those who have passed on, also remember their fathers and mothers.
11-year-old Meriani Kuruse Ndelana was today reminded of the wonderful memories she had shared with her father, who is no longer with her.
He used to wait for me after school.
Families laid wreaths and paid tribute to the officers, never forgetting their memory and sacrifice. Ellen Stalls, FBC News.
Delegates at the 45th Colombo meeting underway at Suva's Grand Pacific Hotel have been urged to get international attention for the Pacific struggle against climate change. Prime Minister Vorengem Bainimarama, while opening the meeting, said Pacific Island countries don't have the luxury of time and all efforts must be put in now to ensure safe environments for future generations.
Prime Minister Vorengem Bainimarama has challenged participants to use every opportunity to raise the issue of climate change until world leaders make the hard choices.
The true spirit of the Colombo Plan, I call on member countries and international NGOs for their active cooperation with Fiji and other Pacific Island countries in combating the effects of climate change through the Colombo Plan initiative.
Colombo Plan Council President Cheng Won Sam says the meeting provides a platform to discuss current pressing issues in the world. Members of the council hope countries will pledge resources to strengthen the efforts of the Colombo Plan.
Colombo Plan having over 26 to 27 member countries, we can become a very good forum to promote awareness and education.
The Colombo meeting with the theme Enabling Effective Community-Based Adaptation to Climate Change ends tomorrow. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Sports is up next. Here's Jamie with the very latest.
Thanks, Jackie, and good evening. In sports after the break, Fiji's 7th squad moves into camp next Tuesday. And IDC tickets go on sale from tomorrow. This and more coming up.
मैं जुगेन नंबिलो तालिब से रेडियो फिजी 2 24 घंटे मेरे साथ साथ रहता है।
हम मंगेरे ताउका के ललेश है, हमारे दिल में और दिमाग में खाली रेडियो फिजी 2 है और सभी भाइयों से आग्रह करते हैं कि रेडियो फिजी 2 सुनना चाहिए।
मेरा नाम अभिनेश है, मैं निंदी का रहने वाला हूँ। मैं सभी समय रेडियो फिजी 2 सुनता हूँ क्योंकि उसमें आईना प्रोग्राम रहता है।
हाय, मैं उमेश नसासा नाबुआ से। मैं जब
The Vodafone Fiji Sevens team moves into camp next week in preparation for the Oceania Sevens and World Series. Team manager Ropate Kauvesi says they're trying to get players in shape before the new coach joins the team next month. Vasnal Prasad with this report.
It will be a fresh beginning for the Fiji Sevens players, leaving behind the 2 successful years in the Sevens World Series and the Olympic Games.
Once we have that 24 in, then we'll take them through the periods, because I know once we get through the first 2 weeks, the third week, most of the boys that are coming into camp will be heading out to Central Coast Sevens.
Kauvesi says young Joshua Vidi was outstanding in the fitness test which was held this week.
We expected Joshua Vidi. He was outstanding with his fitness. For a fitness test, he reached level 19, and that's so early in the. That's level 19 a yo-yo test.
The management is working overtime to mold the players before the new coach comes in.
It's the big idea, we're throwing in our experience in right now, and I get the team to set perfect condition before we head out to the tournament.
24 players will go into camp next week to prepare for the tournaments. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
The BLK Nananga rugby side hopes to maintain its unbeaten run when they take on Navasa in the last challenge for the HFC Bank Fairbrother Trophy this weekend. Nananga has held the trophy since 2013 and are now 1 game away from making it 4 years in a row. Meli Tavanga reports.
Both Nananga players who were named in the Telecom Fiji Warriors side will not play this weekend. Team President Tiko Matawalu says this will not deter their preparation towards Navasa. He says this will be a do-or-die clash.
Because this is the most important game of the season. It is this game that will determine which team will have its name engraved on the silverware.
Matawalu says they will not take Navosa lightly, as they have capable players who can win matches at any given time.
Those players that are playing for Navosa were part of our system, and our development system, and they are capable of delivering on the field.
As part of the same development program, he says there will be a lot at stake in this game.
It will be a waste winning those 7 games when we lose this 8th game, because it is this game that will determine who will be on the trophy.
If they win again this weekend, it will be their 25th consecutive win since 2013. Nandrunga will take on Navosa at 1 p.m. Saturday at Lawanga Park, and you can catch the live commentary on Bula FM. Meli Tabanga, FBC Sports.
Tickets for the Court Centre District Championship go on sale tomorrow in Suva at the Fiji Sports Council office in Laucala and Fiji Football Association Academy in Vatuanga. Meanwhile, preparation work at the NZ Stadium is also progressing well as the tournament nears. Vasnil Prasad reports.
A perfect-looking ANZ Stadium is expected to add some scintillating football when teams take to the field during the 6-day Court Centre District Championship next week.
We're really excited, especially to host football here with the amount of internationals that we've had so far.
Wasting no time, the Fiji Sports Council ground workers are maintaining the pitch in top shape.
We're very grateful for the hot weather. We're finding that it is fairly, it's a bit of a challenge just, having to keep that nice green there. But I know our properties team are across it.
Fiji FA is also pleased the biggest football tournament is back in Suva after 2 years. Chief Executive Bob Kumar says tickets are likely to sell out fast.
The ticket prices are quite reasonable. We have a limited seat on the pavilion, which is going at $12 per adult, and a very limited seat for children, going at $5 each. In the embankment, we have $8 and $4 for adult and children.
Fiji FA hopes to finalize all logistics well before time.
We have the support of the district association as well when submitting the players registration, etc. My team is virtually working late every night, trying to catch up with everything.
This venue has hosted 18 IDC tournaments. The last one was in 2014, with the pitch looking perfect. Expect an exciting tournament come next weekend. Vasnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
Fijian boxer Sebastian Singh has raised concerns with the lack of local boxing promotions. Singh, who fights for the World Boxing Foundation Asia Pacific title next month, says more promotions will do a lot for the development of boxing. Rohit Deo with the story.
He is one of the best, if not the best boxer in Fiji right now. Sebastian Singh wants to see more bouts locally.
The Boxing Commission and promoters, they all should get together and make a decision, because there's a lot of issues which I would not like to talk about. But for us boxers, we need a lot of fights. That's why Fiji boxing is nowhere in the world right now. Like, we're not even recognized. Not even the Oceania we are recognized anymore. We hope for more events locally.
Singh says there's a lot of promoters in the country, but fights don't happen. He goes on to say that the more time fighters spend in the ring, the better they become.
There's a lot of promoters, but promoters are not doing fights, And then when there's fights, it's either there's a clash of date or there's always an issue, But whereas, a country like Australia, let's not talk about Australia, it's too big. Let's talk about New South Wales. There's a promotion every week there, So, if Fiji could do something, even a promotion every month, we'd have some really good boxers that will come out of the country.
Singh fights for the title on the 22nd of next month at Nandi's Prince Charles Park. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, New Zealand boxer Joseph Parker is all set for his latest bout this weekend against European giant Alexander Dimitrenko. But Parker's biggest challenge appears to be avoiding distractions. Now, don't forget, you can watch the bout between Parker and Dimitrenko live on Fbctv at 7 p.m. on Saturday. That's it from Sports Tonight. Good evening.
New World IGA, which operates 22 supermarkets nationwide, has removed Kawakawa and Donu from its fresh seafood counters. Sea Change Asia Pacific is leading the 4FJ campaign to protect the two fish species during spawning months, and Executive Director Scott Radway says New World is putting morals before profits.
New World doesn't just want to help Kawakawa and Donu. They're making an extraordinary move here, right? They're sacrificing revenue in order to help fisheries that the communities depend on for food and income.
It was a partly sunny day across most areas of the country. Lambasa recorded the highest temperature at 34 degrees, while Suva was mild at 29. The rest of the centres were at 30 degrees. For tomorrow, sunny spells are expected throughout Fiji, with the east seeing some light showers by noon. And we're looking ahead to Saturday. A warm and sunny day is forecast at sea northeast to southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, moderate to rough seas. Recapping the main stories for tonight, Opposition Whip Isotikoda has been suspended from all sittings of Parliament. An increase in allowances for MPs has been passed in the House, and Bao High Chief Ratachoni Mandraiwiwi has passed away after a short illness. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. On to this week's question, we are asking: should Fiji Soccer hire another overseas coach? To answer, visit our FBC website. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Jackie Spate. Good night.
Yandra! I love listening to Gold FM at Golden Point Resort. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hola, my name is General from Fbctv. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic.
I'm Moses from Valeu. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Marida Manako. I'm from Kandavu. I like listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Tilipa from Tavor Town. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.